These days, you hear a lot about games being rushed into development and turning out like complete garbage. It's almost become the meme of this console generation, if I do say so myself. And really, might I add that I think it's a very overused meme for that matter. Having the time to make your project is one thing, but having the goddamn passion to make it good regardless of time is another. Take this game for example. It was literally made without the intent to ever make a sequel to it. It practically forced the developers to work on this in their spare time in between, actual projects. It was finished in 3 to 4 months, which is about the amount of time it took me to make my old shitty reviews, and as of now, it's like what? One of the most renowned NES games? Maybe even one of the greatest video games ever made? Well, maybe that's stretching it, but I think it's a pretty good game, so let's find the details of it. When you boot up Mega Man 2 for the first time, you immediately have the choice of 8 goofy-looking robot masters, and you have to ask yourself, which one is the goofiest looking of them all? And that answer alone is a surefire instinct that will help you decide the best stage to pick first. Personally, I always go for Airman first, not just because of the idea of having a goddamn fan for a mouth being a complete nightmare, but also because, well, he's pretty dang easy to fight. Dodge his tornadoes, wait until he hops into your vicinity, and feed him endless mega pellets upon mega pellets until he blows up. That's right, you silly anime song that's actually kinda catchy. Airman is not the hardest thing in the whole world, you simply need to get good, and I've proven it right here. In general, almost any of these chuckle goofs and their stages could make a good first start to your playthrough. As long as you continue playing with the patience and serenity to jump and shoot everything you see in sight, you're pretty much playing the game as intended. Metal Man over here seems to have the right idea, aimlessly throwing away saw blades like there's no tomorrow. God damn it! Oh, okay, that game never happened, guys. That game never happened. Alright, round 2, you friggin' psycho doctor. I'm just gonna stay right in this corner, just gonna keep shooting at you if you're just not gonna aim at me properly, and boom! This man right here has been mega busted. Yes, I see. Oh, I think I'm starting to notice a pattern here. I think the guys at Capcom had it all wrong. They really should have called this game Metal Blade Man 2, because holy enough fucking shit, this is probably the most broken and overpowered weapon in the entire game. Like, I know I exaggerate a lot of things on this show, but seriously, this just can't be a coincidence. I mean, it does way more damage than the actual Mega Buster, it barely uses any ammo, you can fire it in almost any direction, it's super strong. Like, oh man, you guys really wanted me to use this weapon, didn't you? Oh man, you totally wanted me to, and for that, I applaud you. When it comes to figuring out the weaknesses of the Robot Masters and what weapon to use against which, a bit of logic comes into play over here. I mean, let's think this one through. We got a man made of wood, so that easily gets cut down with saw blades, so Metal Man's weapon is the best way to go. The element of water is definitely a powerful and mighty one, no doubt about that, but despite the common knowledge of water-based superheroes being objectively the best living creatures in this entire planet, everyone knows that they get instantly wrecked upon by saw blades. I mean, it's only Logic 101. Anyone who's played Pokemon should really get this concept down. Facing someone like Flashman requires a bit of tactic and precision when it comes to, figuring out your attacks, because after all, he does have one attack that completely freezes you and leaves you vulnerable, and okay. I mean, I'm certainly not frozen, but I sure am frozen in shock by how quick that match was. Okay, here's a better question for all of you out there. How many people can you name right off the top of your head that actually like the disappearing block obstacles in Mega Man games? Like, I get that they're a recurring meme in the land of this world, hardy har, but seriously, how does anyone find any enjoyment from just patiently waiting for these blocks that has nothing to do with jumping and shooting, guys? I mean, for real. I definitely ain't got time to pull up no GameFAQs maps and memorize no block patterns, so allow me to show you a little bit of a block puzzle that I learned myself. Whoa, look at that mysterious shaped block. I'm just gonna write it. Oh, it's gonna take me over the lava pit. Oh man, such a challenging, mysterious block puzzle. Oh, how could I have ever thought that they would have incorporated a puzzle like this in the game? Oh my gosh, what a fantastic puzzle, you guys. Oh man, best puzzle, bar none. I truly feel like my wits have been tested. So I ended up destroying all of these dudes in an act of cybernetic manslaughter, and now I am on my way to defeat an evil old dude in the same vein of cybernetic manslaughter. Dr. Wily is someone who owns a castle and a dragon. Well, I guess it was either that or Skyrim. I mean, you gotta pay your inheritance somehow. So naturally, when a game poses to you a boss that can only be defeated with a certain weapon, otherwise you completely screw yourself over, you would naturally expect it to be either a trial and error kind of ordeal, or something that you would have to look up in Nintendo Power. If this was the 90s, but luckily this is 2016, so take a selfie snap to cherish this gaming moment forever, look up a Mega Man wiki to find out the weakness, and then plan out your shots accordingly, make sure you save that state so that way nothing bad happens, and great, I am the dopest fighting robot. But yes, that's just about all I have to say about Mega Man 2, and I mean, it's a really great game. I mean, I can't add anything else to what's already been said about this game, but it's just really fun. You know, it's well designed, the music kicks ass, the weapons are all really useful and fun to use when you're not spamming the metal blades all the time, and in general, it's just a feel-good kind of retro game that really takes you back. I know that it's pretty cliche to me to say, but it really does remind you of those hard but fair kind of games that you'd stay up all Saturday morning playing in your pajamas, or in this case, a late 2 a.m. recording session on a Thursday, but regardless, it does prove that nostalgia, regardless of how pandering it may be, can feel pretty good to relive sometimes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to stay up for another anxious night and cry myself to sleep thinking through my midlife crisis and tuition fees. And video games, those two.